Ah, whoops.
What happened?
I was looking at the center console and I flew into the ground.
Copy. Refueling complete.
Flight control. Flight control.
Rearming complete.
Each trust.
This is great. Luke pulled right in front of me and then spun around to show me his ass, and now he's just giving me a whole bunch of afterburner at point blank range while my canopy's open. Nellis traffic, Dagger 1, single ship F-18, taking off from, I believe, taxiway Alpha, departure to the southwest.
Departure to the bottom of the map.
So it's a kind of a terrible habit, but I generally don't pay all that much attention to my master caution warning light or any of my cautions. And this was almost my second flight in a row where I never armed my ejection seat.
I'm shocked.
How are you supposed to eject on the ground once you land?
Oh, I know, right? Like, that just goes to show I didn't have a celebratory ejection last night.
Altitude. Altitude.
Oh, also, Glacier was in here briefly, but his mic was muted. Hey, Zero or Zorro, I haven't decided how I'm going to pronounce it yet. Are you around?
Zero, yeah.
Alright. It might be Zorro.
I suppose I can wear a mask and
Yeah.
wield a foil, I suppose.
I'm just trying to think how you're going to, like, strafe a Zed into the ground on a gun run.
Lots of rudder.
Well, we'll be waiting.
Yeah, anyhow, nice to meet you, man. Glad to get a chance to fly with you.
Yeah, you too, man. It's been a while since I've done anything really with the weapon systems in DCS, so I'm pretty much back to being a total nugget. But I've also never flown an organized DCS stuff before, so this is a brand new experience for me.
You're not going to get that out of 409.
Yeah. I was hoping you could teach us what all these buttons do. No, man, flying group stuff in DCS is awesome. It's way more fun, and you learn way more. It's good stuff. And in JOW as a whole, but 409 in particular, we don't do a ton of like organized missions, although we are starting to a bit more, but missions that are like show up, have a briefing, have a plan. Someone will have made a custom mission and spent a few hours making it work. We do that sometimes, but not a ton. The overwhelming majority of the time in 409, we'll just have a training flight, sort of. They kind of follow a routine, like formation flight to a target area, practice some weapons, air-to-ground weapons, whatever anyone wants to work on, aerial refueling, and then it descends into anarchy and hijinks and BFM and celebratory ejections and shooting down the tanker and committing various war crimes.
Fantastic. Looking forward to that.
Also,
Are you?
Zoro, I think you're still hooked down.
Real quick question, guys. So I'm right behind the Texaco tanker trying to get a drogue, but I can't get my menu to pop up anymore.
So
I'm tuned into 255, which is frequency, but I can't get that to work. I was able to call him earlier, but now I can't do it.
So make sure, depending on if you have him on radio 1, your left radio, or radio 2, your right radio, you need to use right alt / to bring up the menu for radio 1, or right control / to bring up the menu for radio 2.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you said you had him tuned already, because the first thing I was going to say is that we generally don't use easy comms, where you can just try to radio something and the game will automatically change your stations. You have to manually tune everything on our servers.
Gotcha. Yeah, now he's not answering me. So. Yeah,
well, I'm not sure if you're on the right radio, because I'm only listening to 305, and I heard your request to him.
Really? Right alt.
Michelle 1-1, Pontiac 1-2, request rejoin.
No, I got it again.
Well, what the heck?
Try right control.
That's it. Got it. Thank you. Yeah, I guess Aerobatics Online kind of spoiled me, I'm guessing, so. Perfect. Alright, let's do this. Damn, his turns are aggressive. I'll have to get used to that too, I guess. So what do you guys got planned for tonight?
Not too much. I've got a targeting pod and fuck, what did I even bring? 2 laser Mavericks. But mostly, I'm down for anything. I don't know what Tony and Mal are doing, but they were in a bunch of weird stuff earlier. They were in, I don't know, Huey's or something when I first logged on.
I'm
in a MiG-29 right now.
I'm doing laps of the boat and the Tomcat. I'm not going to be on too much longer.
Copy.
Yeah, I got about 15 minutes or so, so I'm just gonna dick around at 29. That's about how much fuel there is in it. Or I could just forget to turn my left engine on and crash.
Derp.
Well, you're plugged in and getting a drink. That's a good sign.
Transfer complete. Disconnect.
Yeah, but that wasn't graceful.
What's the password for the NTT armor?
132.
132.
Yeah, I'm just in a clean jet at the moment, so I'll have to head back and grab some stores.
Yeah, if you want to try anything laser guided, like
Rejoin.
I'm pretty proficient with laser guided dumb bombs and stuff like that. If you want to try some of that stuff, I can walk you through it.
Sure, it'd be awesome. Oof.
So I just had a very, very close encounter with a taxiway takeoff in a building. At least the clean Viper will lift off at 130 knots. So what's up with Hornets looking like F4s flying now?
Yeah, they need some exhaust work, eh? They're puffing pretty hard.
They're putting J79s in them now? Who's the low to ground Hornet over the Vegas?
All of us.
Oh, I only see one of you, so.
Oh, I think you're behind.
By the tower?
0. Yeah, you're. I'm trail on you.
I'm at 3,000 feet. I'm headed toward the airfield to go get some bombs.
Altitude. Altitude.
My God, that smoke is crazy.
The have you noticed that it's kind of synchronized with whomever you're flying with?
That
No.
F-16 is smoking more than I think they normally do too, actually.
Because there is a bug currently, and I don't know if you guys are aware, but if you ever fly with the smoke pod on, if you activate your smoke within the vicinity of another aircraft, they take on your color. And
Oh, that's gotta be a bug.
it is. And what I've also noticed is that the puffs of exhaust that come out of the back of somebody's plane also comes out of the back of anybody they're flying in the vicinity of at the same time. So,
Oh wow.
I think that's linked as part of their particle or smoke system or whatever it is.
Alright, well I've got my blue smoke generator on, which I always fly with.
Oh my God, you're like zigzagging across the screen. Holy shit!
0 on final for landing, runway 03 left.
Zigzagging?
I had to clip that because holy sh. It was ESO that was zigzagging.
I was taking an evasive maneuver.
That is how you draw a Z on the ground with your guns. I taught him everything he knows. Actually, it's an X. That's the trick.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Zero, what are you taking for loadout?
Issa, what do you suggest for that, actually?
Take a targeting pod on Station 4.
Teapot on 4? Okay.
Awesome.
And then I usually go fuel on the center and the right inboard. I can't remember what direction the numbers go. You don't need to take 2 bags if you don't want to. You don't need to take any fuel if you don't want to. But maybe take 2 double rack GBU 12s.
Copy. Oh, gee, I wonder if I can just do that rearmament here. Let's see.
Pontiac 1-2, request takeoff.
Oh. Damn it. Now the general radio buttons work.
Did I set off your radar altimeter?
Yeah, you've set it off twice in this in these turns here.
Four GBU 12s.
A-firm. And then I usually just put an AIM 7 or 120 on the right cheek and AIM 9s on the wingtips.
Which aim 9s?
Depends if I'm going for historical accuracy, M's, or if I just want to do badass off-bore sight shots, X's. Also, ESO is on real short final for 2-1 left.
You said ticket aim 120, you said?
Yeah, 120 on the right cheek.
Charlie?
Yeah, most of the time on the training stuff, we use the latest and greatest. A few months ago, we ran a campaign that was based on the 1999 NATO intervention in Kosovo, and so we were all using era-appropriate weapons for that one.
Fantastic.
Mel, that was a very aggressive approach.
And I didn't break anything either.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, holy shit.
Alright, I'm waiting for the ground crew to get my plane sorted. I'll be right back.
Yeah, considering I touched down at 180 knots.
Holy fuck, this is a long runway.
Alright, I'm out of here, boys.
Later, dude.
Take it easy,
Tony,
Tony.
good night.
But this bird's gonna be heavy.
I did say GBU 12s, right? Those are only 500 pounders. Okay. Shouldn't be too bad.
Oh. This is gonna be interesting. Oh!
What just happened there?
And it's
Look
vertical.
at that, it
vertical.
made it off the ground.
Oh, man. Holy shit.
Did you just ghost ride the whip?
Look at that, it's still going.
Oh, my.
That was pretty
Whoa, that's bad.
impressive.
I like how in the chat log you got ejected first, then took off, then crashed.
Oh, DCS is so much fun some days.
Alright, I'm back.
Just like beating your 1 second flight.
Request refueling. Request refueling. Copy.
This current thing is really making DCS a lot more fun.
Alright,
Doing what?
alright. Taking off runway 21.
Right behind you, number 2.
And F5 no one knew about kill someone. Oh fuck. One of the 409 pilots flying doesn't hold Canadian citizenship.
I love the bingo so far, man.
Yeah. Evan mentions he flies Super Hornet. Vital component of the mission never read the brief. Sounds like me.
And Zero's airborne.
Okay.
409 jet straight paint parts blood.
I don't know exactly what's going on in the area, but if you look on the F10 map, due west, there's a bunch of clusters of Russian tanks around the town of Pahrump. Not very far, grid November Victor 99 or so. I'll take off and join you shortly, but you can start heading there.
Copy.
I don't know, did my plane already get rearmed? I can't tell. Oh no, I guess it didn't. I'm waiting for fuel.
Cougar's rolling free lap.
Sure you don't want me to circle back and pick you up, or you just want me to circle the AO?
Yeah, no, sure. Yeah, sure. If you want to, if you want to orbit just over Vegas, and we'll rejoin and form up and head there.
Copy that.
Yeah, let's see. While you're doing that, you can start. Just get yourself up to like 15 or 18,000 feet, because we're not going very far, and then set autopilot and auto throttle, so you can go. Just set yourself up in an orbit so you can go heads down and configure all your weapons.
Refueling complete.
Alrighty, boys. I'm heading out. Have a good one.
All right, see you, Mel.
Have a good night.
Later.
Have you used the targeting pod at all?
No, actually, I used it when it first came out, but remember it was buggy as shit, and then I never really used it again after that, just because of time. So
Yeah, okay. It's it's quite a bit better than it was when it first came out. So you need to on your right side console, just ahead of the radar switch, you need to flip the FLIR switch to the on position, flip it forward. You should do that right away, just because the targeting pod takes a few minutes to cool down and start showing you a picture.
Yep, and same thing with the laser designator as well.
The laser designator you can't turn on. Well, I guess you could. In order to turn on the designator switch, you have to be in air-to-ground master mode, and you have to be armed. Your master arm has to be armed.
Got it.
That's a good thing to do, though, when you're setting up, because that has to be turned on when you're on your FLIR page to set your code that you're going to designate with. And even if you're armed and in air-to-ground mode, and your laser target designator switch won't stay on, flip it backwards all the way off, and then try flipping it forward again. That's a bug that I've been having just the last week or two.
Yeah, it's still not staying for me here.
Yeah, me neither.
I am circling Vegas at Angels 15, so whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm taking off on 03 left right now. Just remembered to lower my canopy again in time.
What, you don't
Yeah,
want to drive?
man.
You don't want to drive a convertible?
Hey, I always say, if you got a convertible, like, and you drive around with the top up all the time, how are the girls supposed to just jump in?
Right.
And then you got to make fun of them because their hair's all messy. It's a good opportunity to bust their balls.
Yeah, so speaking of bugs, I just had to flip my FLIR power switch all the way off and then all the way forward again to get it to start powering up. At first, when I was clicking on FLIR on my DDI, nothing would happen, and then once I flipped it off and then on again, I could get to the not timed out placeholder page.
Yeah, it just takes a few minutes for it to warm up.
Yeah, but mine wasn't warming up at all until I turned it off and then on again, like the classic IT move.
I got mine showing a green screen, not timed out.
So in terms of configuring the bombs, on your stores page, make sure you box 82LG.
Yep.
And then I always work down the left side first, so I'll go mode, auto, M fuse, off, electronic fuse, instantaneous, and then hit code, at which point you can come over to the upfront controller and hit code again on your upfront controller and then punch in your laser code. You can use whatever you want. I don't really know how the laser codes are formatted. There are some rules about what it has to be. What I always do is I just use 1 and then the tail number of my jet. So I usually fly jet 761, 188761, so I just use 1761 as my laser code. Yeah, and now that my targeting pod is all warmed up and working, I can lock my target designator power switch into the armed position.
Nice, perfect. Same here.
Yeah, and then once you have your bombs all set up, you'll need to hit step and do the same thing for the other station, or at least you'll have to put in the laser code again for the other station.
It didn't take my code.
Make sure you hit code on the upfront controller, the 5th radio button on the upfront controller.
Yeah.
And you get the
I have the colon next
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it still doesn't work, try a different code. Once you have that configured, you can go over to your FLIR camera on your other DDI. You need to press button 11, I think, and the trig button in the top right, and make sure that trig is boxed. That means it's going to slave the designating laser to your trigger. Then you can press the button that says UFC, and then on your UFC hit LTDC for laser target designator, and punch in your same laser code.
Sorry, hold that thought a second.
Yeah, no worries.
I finally got the codes to work. I just took 1700 and put it in for that. It wouldn't accept 1820, so. All right. So the targeting pod trigger, you said.
Yeah. So make sure trigger is boxed on the top right.
Yep.
Then hit UFC on the bottom right. And then on your upfront controller, hit LTDC, and then punch in your same laser code. And then you should be able to verify that on your targeting pod page, that it should now say code 1700 or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's not taking it.
Try 1588.
That worked. So why can I set my bombs to 1700, but I can't set the laser to it?
You know what? I don't know. There's some sort of there's like a technical engineering explanation for it, but I'm not really up on it. That there's something to do with the digits in the code all correspond to something. It's not just saying, it's not like a password. It's not just like you can put in 1234 or 0000.
Sure.
Each digit represents something, and the digits all have to, there's like some sort of hash or a checksum or something that all the digits have to reconcile to as well. And then the people that make the bomb and the people that make the spotting laser might not necessarily use the exact same methodology for their code, so there's just lots that don't work with one or don't work with both.
Certainly. Okay, laser and bombs are set to 1588.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, where am I? I'm north of Vegas, about 10 miles. I've just been orbiting. I'll try and link up with you here.
My smoke is on, so I'm just doing big circles around Las Vegas Metro here.
All right, visual. All right, come to 270 and I'll join up with you.
Copy, 270.
And shoot for something like Mach 0.8 or so. Actually, that might even be a little bit fast. That range is pretty close. Maybe do like.
I'm at I'm at 0.63, 315 knots.
Okay, perfect. Just maintain.
Whoa, got them.
.317 knots, 270. Ooh, and someone's directly underneath me.
Yeah, you guys are putting on a show for me here.
Guys?
Well, you and the plane that was directly beneath
I'm just
you.
flying a straight line here, man.
It's like I'm watching the mating ritual of some butterflies or something here.
Here, come here. I'm gonna drop a GBU on you. Come here.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's try
Give
it
you
out when you drop it.
Give you something to take home. Here, come here.
Oh shit!
Welcome to the 409.
What the hell happened? What the hell struck? Did you actually drop a bomb?
Nope.
Oh damn! What the hell struck?
Someone, presumably you, tapped me, broke my plane. It oscillated and came apart.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like to me. It looked like Luke was giving you a little bit of a butt sniff there.
Just a tiny little.
I mean, I was actually just checking if your bombs have expired,
Uh huh.
and they weren't expired, so you're all good.
Thanks. I don't have to write a complaint letter to the manufacturer. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Interestingly enough, I'm experiencing an issue now, all of a sudden, after flying through that same area, where my plane is constantly going full left rudder.
What? That's weird.
Yeah, like I can take my feet right off my pedals, make sure I'm not twisting my joystick, relax everything, and I go full left rudder. I've got I press Control Enter to bring up the controls overlay, and yeah, I've got full left rudder. And as soon as I touch any of my rudder axes, it goes back to the center, but as soon as I relax them, it goes back to full left.
You might want to tap your FCS reset button once and see what happens.
Yeah, that's a good call. No, but you know what? Now that I think about it, yeah, I've got the control overlay up, and the fact that it's showing me that means there's something wrong with my controls. Like something's telling it I'm going left. What's the? Do I have something stuck on my keyboard? What are the rudder default keyboard keys?
Oh God, I don't know.
Z and X.
Oh, look at that! I just tapped Z and it's fixed.
Hallelujah. Where's the chaplain when you need him? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chaplain.
We need an old priest and a new priest and a young priest. We gotta.
Well, you know how hardcore the JOW is? We have a chaplain. In fact, he was just posting some screenshots in media like an hour ago.
That's why I was saying we need to perform an exorcism on your 18.
He's actually not even around that often. He doesn't fly with us very much these days. He's busy, but we try to get him on before anytime we're about to have like a major mission or start a campaign or something like that. We'll get him on Discord to give us a send off, give us a little blessing and a prayer.
Nice.
And I just think like I'm not religious in the slightest, but I just think that is like just a hilarious like milsim kind of thing to have, like, oh, like obviously the squadron has a chaplain.
Of course. It reminds me of the chaplain from Good Morning Vietnam. He only had like a 30-second, maybe even 20-second part in the movie, but it was kind of obligatory that his presence was made known.
ESO, you coming in behind me?
No, I'm headed due west still.
Okay.
I'm going to actually make a waypoint here.
You're at my 9 o'clock now, I think.
Yeah, I'm south of your position.
I'm still trying to figure out the code thing. I've got it up on my left MFD, but I guess I can't get the other code to go for the laser. Because right now it's the 82LJ is X'd out.
Next out, do you have your master arm on and set to error graph?
Yep. And I got a code that says 1588. I was listening to that, so my code box is 1588 on the left side. But
On your stores page?
yep.
When
Okay.
maybe you put your mechanical fuse to one of the settings. It's an electronical fuse, not the mechanical. Turn off your mechanical fuse.
Yeah, can you just read me what everything says under program 1 at the bottom of that page? Where, like, mode, and fuses.
Yeah, mode, M fuse, E fuse, drag, and then the next column over is auto, off, FF.
Should be mode, auto, M fuse off, E fuse, inst, drag, FF, and then make sure quantity 1, multiple 1.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, mode, auto, M fuse, and then there's nothing under auto.
Okay, go back
M-fuse
into M
off.
fuse and like set it to nose, and then go back in again and set it to off. Like set it to something other than off, and then set it to off.
Okay, so now it's mode, auto, M fuse off, E fuse off, drag, FF.
Okay, now you need to set E fuse to instantaneous.
E fuse. Okay, that's done.
Okay, and then as long as quantity 1 and multiple 1,
Yep.
then it should be not crossed out anymore.
It is not. And what do I need on my right MFD?
So I usually use the targeting pod on the right MFD. You can use it on the bottom if you want.
Okay, how do I bring that up?
On your first, on the tactical menu on the DDI, FLIR in the top left.
Ah, there it is. That's interesting. It says code 1688 on the right MFD. On the
Yeah,
left.
exactly. So you've on the stores page, you have set your bombs to look for code whatever you put in 1588. Now we're going to need to set up your targeting pod to make a laser spot that will have that same code. So make sure your LTD switch next to the FLIR power switch is all the way forward. You might have to turn it off and then on to get it to go all the way forward.
Okay, it's all the way forward now.
Okay, now on your targeting pod page, make sure trigger in the top right is boxed.
Okay.
And then on the bottom right, hit UFC.
Done.
Go over to your upfront controller, hit LTDC, and then put in your code and hit enter, and that should be all set up.
Okay, so should it now say 1588 on the right?
Yeah, on your targeting pod page, it should say that.
Yeah, and it's not, so...
Yeah, try punching it in a couple of times. I don't know. It's,
Okay.
I've had it where, like, it'll seem like it's rejecting the code, and then I put it in again, and it, like, works, and I don't know. Fuck.
Oh, I see. So, yeah. 1588 is the code now with UFC boxed. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, and then you don't need to have UFC boxed. You only need to hit UFC when you are bringing it
Wanna
up on the
use the
upfront
upfront
controller to
controller?
change it.
Okay.
Now you can test it as long as your targeting pod is looking at the ground somewhere.
It
if
is.
you pull your trigger once, it should switch to at the top center of the targeting pod. It'll change to LTD/R, and that means your laser is on. If you pull the trigger again, you'll turn the laser off, and it'll just say L-arm.
It does work.
Yeah. So now it's important. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's realistic behavior, but I've had problems in the past where I've left my laser on for too long, and then it doesn't seem to work anymore. So I'm wondering if maybe it overheats or burns out or something like that. So make sure you're only turning on your laser when you're lasing a target and dropping a bomb or lasing for someone else or whatever. And then as soon as the bomb hits, turn the laser back off again.
Okay, that sounds like your video that I just watched.
Okay, now we're going to do one other thing, and I haven't done it yet either. But I just, using the F10 map, I got some coordinates for where there's a big group of tanks. And so we are going to put in a waypoint using those coordinates, and then it'll make it really easy to get the targeting pod onto the target area, because you can then waypoint designate the waypoint as a target, and it will automatically slave the targeting pod to it.
Oh, that's way better than trying to figure out what the buttons are to move it around.
Yeah. Now you'll still need to move it around a little bit to actually, like, that'll just put it in the area. Then you'll need to actually drop it on a target. But if you don't want to do that, let me just look in the briefing. It might say what the laser code those things are using. Either 1388, 1488, or 1588. And in fact, if you guys are seeing some of these chat messages in the top right, those are the automated Reaper UAVs that are lasing targets. So anyhow, if you didn't want to designate your own targets, you could just drop bombs at the targets that the Reapers are lasing. But it's better practice to get used to self-lasing, I think.
Okay, I am airborne again. Thank you very much. And I've got my bombs programmed, I've got my target designator programmed, and I just need a waypoint.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have ever manually put in your own waypoint, but you're about to now.
Okay,
So
should I just do some circling here or what?
yeah, so get yourself somewhere where you can either orbit or cruise, and safely put things on autopilot so you can go heads down. I am west of Vegas, not very far, 10 miles maybe.
Yeah, you just passed us. And you were higher, so you're probably, what, 12,000 or something?
Yeah, that is exactly correct. Angels 12.
We should set a hard deck for bombing run.
Yeah, in fact, God, what is, like, ground level is like 5,000 feet, something like that here? 4,000 feet? 3,000 maybe? I don't know. Feels like it's pretty high above sea level. So let's go 8,000 feet hard deck right now. Anyhow, is everybody safely situated and cruising where they can go heads down and look at their computers to set a waypoint?
Just about.
Pretty much. I'm at 8.7, so.
So one of the things about using laser-guided bombs and auto mode bombing that I love is that, like, like, dude, I can do this from 30,000 feet, 35,000 feet. You know, like you can just like shit explosives down on the bad guys while you're like safely sipping tea above the threat range of any of their defenses.
Nice. Okay, ready for waypoints.
Okay, so on one of your DDIs, go to the supplemental page and bring up your HSI. Set your current waypoint to something that's unused, like I'm just going to go waypoint 2. So I just click on one of the up arrow to get up to waypoint 2. And then click on data in the top right to bring up that waypoint data, and there should be like waypoint 2 north, 0 degrees, 0 minutes, yada yada yada, because there's no waypoint.
Mine are all full.
Why do I have 18 waypoints in this thing?
Okay,
Yeah,
neat.
and mine are
Well,
all
just
full.
pick one, and we're going to overwrite it. I don't know. I don't know what jets you were in. They might have been preset for someone's mission or something like that.
Sure.
So anyhow, pick one. Doesn't really matter. I don't like to use waypoint 0 because I like waypoint 0 to be where I started if I ever need it to navigate home. So hit data. So you're looking at your waypoint information. Hit UFC in the top left. Then on your up front controller, hit position, the top button. And now everybody, I hope, is ready to copy exactly right now. So you're going to press 2 because of the N on 2 for north.
Northing, yep.
And so your northing is going to be 361108. Then press enter. Then press button 4 for the westing. 1155732. Enter. And then you can put in an elevation, and then in feet. Elevation is 2,700 feet. Well, I guess that answers my question about what the ground level is here. Okay, so then on your DDI, you should now see waypoint whatever, north 361108, west 1155732, elevation 2700 feet. And now you can press the top right button that says HSI to get back to your HSI, and then press waypoint to box that waypoint, and it should give you bearing and range, and you know, the little waypoint marker on the heading bug and all that good stuff. I am 8 miles away.
I'm 13.
And now, because you're in auto bombing mode, you should also have a bomb fall line off your velocity vector.
Yep.
So I'm pretty close. I'm only 10 miles away from the target, so I'm gonna roll in here, and then I'm gonna get rid of my HSI. I like to have. Go ahead.
Point of clarification here. You should not have that if you're in auto mode. If you're in CCIP, you should.
So
if you set your,
you're right. Why am I in CCIP mode?
If we're supposed to, because of that bug where you have to set it to something else before you set it to auto.
Yeah, you are exactly correct. Yeah, what I was thinking of is the auto bombing azimuth line, which you should not see yet because you don't have a target waypoint marked yet.
Okay, because mine still says CCIP, so I'm bug.
Yeah, so on your stores page, hit mode, and then hit FD, and then hit mode, and then hit auto.
Bang, now it says auto.
Yeah, and
There you
now
go.
also in your HUD, right beneath your altimeter box, it should say auto.
Interesting.
Okay, now I'm headed towards the target on my, you can do it on your SA page or your HSI. I'm going to hit down in the bottom right, WPDSG, and now I've turned that waypoint into a target point, and now I have a diamond on the ground, and it's telling me exactly where to fly to hit that target. But now I don't actually have a target marked.
The laser designator automatically slewed to that position too. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. That's only
For the
that's only been out for like a week or two. That was just in the very last patch.
It's freaking awesome.
That is so cool.
I'm 31 miles to target.
Yeah, so now that my pod was already looking at the target area, I pressed sensor select right because I have it on the right DDI, and put the little diamond on the DDI that I want to control, and now I can slew the T-pod around with my TDC stick. I put it onto a target that I want to bomb, and then pressed TDC to press to move my target marker waypoint slightly exactly onto my target. Now I'm just going to fly right along that vertical line that it's telling me to fly. I'm level. I'm on autopilot. I'm on barometric.
When do I release?
Altitude hold, and I'm just waiting for my my countdown release. I'm 5 seconds to release. So at about 10 seconds to release, I start holding down my weapon release button, and a horizontal line will start falling down that vertical line, and as soon as that horizontal line intersects with my velocity vector, it'll automatically drop a bomb. Yeah, and now I dropped that bomb like 15 seconds ago, and I just remembered to turn my laser on. I'm zooming out with my T-pod for a more cinematic look, and there we are.
Are the targets on the road?
Yeah, there are a bunch of tanks, a bunch of Russian tanks in a column, although they're starting to scatter now. Because
I just hit one on the road. That is cool. Okay, how do we redesignate another guy?
So your I'm going to make sure I turn off my laser. Your T-pod is still going to be looking at the exact same area. So as long as you can orbit or whatever change, make sure your T-pod still has line of sight to the area. You can just zoom out a little bit if you need to, and pick a different one, and then just press TDC to press again, and you will have marked your new waypoint.
Okay, and what if it's not still looking?
Good question. You might have to undesignate and then press waypoint designate on your HSI or SA page again.
Glacier, caution left.
Gotcha. I'm just trying to figure out how to get back on that waypoint here.
And normally for me, if my targeting pod is mounted on the left, I will do a left-hand orbit so that it doesn't get blocked like by my center fuel tank or whatever.
ESO is attacking from the... Fuck, I don't know. Where am I? Northwest, Angels 12, and Pickle.
I'm just trying to find our tanks here.
Yeah, so press your if you need to like reset everything, press your nose wheel steering button, and that should undesignate your target. And then you can, as long as you have that same waypoint selected, you can then press waypoint designate on your navigation again to make your waypoint a target.
Sweet. That works.
Yeah, so on the ground, that button is nose wheel steering. In the air, it is undesignate.
So here's the other thing. I need to go and select another bomb, right?
No, as long as you're using the exact same type of bomb, it will automatically drop them one at a time without you having to do anything. And it's even smart enough, like if you have them on 2 different stations double racked, it will drop one off the left wing, then one off the right wing, then the other one off the left wing, then the other one off the right wing, to keep your plane roughly balanced in terms of weight distribution.
Oh, okay. And I've got my bomb drop line. It's coming back.
Yeah, so then on the right side of your HUD, it should give you, right above, I believe, distance to target, it should give you time to release or something like that.
Yeah, not yet, which is weird. It's because auto is actually X'd out on the HUD.
Okay.
Do I need to reset that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if it's... Oh, you know what? If you're on your other station, your other station might have the same bug. You might have to go and like rejigger your settings again just to get it all right.
Back to stores.
Yeah, so for my workflow, when I'm doing this, as long as I'm fairly confident the target area has been sanitized, I will, or that there's no threats I need to worry about except maybe ground threats, I will have my stores page on my left DDI, the SA page on the center display, and the FLIR on my right DDI. If I'm worried about threats more, I will put my RWR on the left DDI.
Yeah, I just went back and did that reset again, and it's back to normal.
Yeah, that's. I think if it gets screwed up, yeah, I think you might have to change it for both stations, just the same way how even when it's working properly, you have to put the code in on both stations.
35 seconds to release. Hopefully there's tanks there, because I'm not messing around with moving the cursor on the laser right now.
I have on my throttles TDC stick, I have a pretty big Z dead zone and quite a bit of I think it's called saturation, where it like limits the amount the axis can move at its most extremes, and I found that made it a lot more tolerable to make small adjustments. Because by default it was like if I even like breathed too hard on that stick, it would like whip my FLIR pod like 180 degrees.
Yeah, so it's not near the targets because I got to put the laser on the actual target, so that's okay. Still good practice.
Sweet. What is the symbology for a laser being armed?
On your targeting pod page, it will say LTD/R right above the azimuth in the top center.
Copy that.
And yeah, if it is armed but not currently transmitting, or sorry, emitting, it will just say L space arm.
This bomb might be. I've got 2 targets lined up. Like they're side by side. I'm gonna try to drop a bomb in between the 2 and see if I can get 2 for 1 here.
Yeah, I did in the mission I flew last night. I was bombing a building, but there were some trucks parked right out in front of it, so I tried to make sure I hit the side of the building closest to the trucks, and sure enough, got some bonus collateral splash stuff.
Heck yeah.
That's interesting.
All right.
It says dud now.
What's your
I
altitude?
am dropping mine from Angels 20. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm visual on this 2 tanks you're going for. Are they on opposite sides of the street?
They're at an No, they're on the same side of the street, but they're at an intersection.
Chevy 1-4. Request rejoin.
Bombs away.
Shell 2-1. Proceed to pre-contact
TTI, 28 seconds.
Your contrails are giving you up.
Ten. Looks like I got one and not the other.
All right, I'm going in for your sloppy seconds here.
Can't reset my third 82, but oh well.
If you had them double racked, you should only need to do that once per station. Although if you've got multiple stations, you'll need to do it for every station.
I don't think I had them double racked. I think I had one at 4 different stations.
Ah, okay, yeah. Pickle.
Oh, I missed both of them.
All right, I'm going for the one that is further to the west that you damaged.
Copy.
The one closest to
I'll
your
get the
crater.
Ready for contact.
I will get the one that's just up the road from him. GBU inbound. Pickle. 15 seconds. Three, two, one.
Interesting. Oh, there's no code. That's probably why.
Oh yeah, you'll need to set your code for everything too.
Okay.
Okay, ESO is attacking from the south. Angels 12, last one, 10 seconds.
So I figured out my problem.
Didn't turn the laser on.
Ding 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 ding. Tell him what he's won, Bob.
Return free contact.
Damn it. My target just went bye-bye.
Yeah, I just bombed something, and then I saw a bunch of them go rolling away. They don't go far, though.
Yeah, you totally shacked the target I was going after, so... New pass.
Ah, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, back to target designate.
Alright, Zero, time to put some warheads to foreheads. Let's do this.
Can you describe the position of your target?
I gotta get him back on the...
Yeah, just when you can, tell me, like if it's, you know, north of the road, south of the road, if it's close to the houses, if it's more out in the open. You can even use some of the smoldering craters as reference.
Looks like he's south of the road. Probably the farthest target south of the road right now. Alright, here we go. That's a good release. 15 seconds.
Yeah. The only thing I gotta figure out is how you guys are moving your laser designator. I'll have to set that up.
You've got a Warthog, right?
Yep.
Your little button on your middle finger on your throttle kind of acts like a pointer stick on an IBM laptop.
Yeah, mine doesn't seem to move to do anything, but it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have to bind it. In
Yeah.
the axis commands in the control setup, there's TDC-X and TDC-Y. Oh, on the Warthog, by default, you might need to click it in and then move it around. I don't have a Warthog, but I do remember that being an issue, where you had to depress it to slew it.
Now I gotta bind it.
And before you do that, make sure that you have pressed sensor select in the direction of your targeting pod screen. There should be a little diamond with a dot in the middle, in the top right of the targeting pod screen. Otherwise, you won't be able to move it.
Yeah, that's got to be your sensor of interest.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Whatever the sensor of interest. If this was the A10 or the F-16 and used that terminology, they call it something different in the Hornet, but I can't remember what it is. I don't think that was covered in NATOPS.
Yeah, I noticed you can't just slew the laser designator over the target. You gotta actually press the button in order to tell the bomb, oh yeah, this is where we're going.
Yes, that's right. By pressing TDC depress, you are now marking that as your target designated steer point.
Copy that.
Yeah, no, the other thing is, too, in... How do they do this? Options, can I do it while I'm in a server? Oh, no. When you're outside of the game, or when you're at the main menu, you can go into special options for the F-18, and there's two different slew mode options, and that's the thing I remember they added specifically for guys that were having trouble with the Warthog TDC stick. Because there was something about it, yeah, in the real aircraft, you're supposed to click it in when you're slewing it or something like that, but on most consumer hardware you can't do that or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Boom! Check. Alright. Alright, that's really freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's amazing.
Yeah, and you can also use AGM-65E as an Echo Mavericks with the targeting pod as well. You can self-designate for those Mavericks. It just depends on what your loadout is for a particular mission. If you were only taking Mavericks and no bombs, then I would probably just use the Foxtrot Mavericks that have an infrared seeker of their own and use that way. But if you're taking like one Maverick and a couple of laser guided bombs, then it's nice having the targeting pod that can laze for all of them.
That's very cool.
And it's also nice having the laser pod because there's the odd time in training I'll have a buddy flying an F-14 by himself with no Rio to run their targeting pod, so he can drop bombs to my laser, and buddy lasing's pretty fun. And speaking of fun, I need...
Yeah, I'm just
Winchester
dropping
heading
bombs
back.
Yeah,
Back
ESO is
target.
also Winchester and needs a drink.
Yeah, I'm 3.7, so I gotta get this job done here.
Tanker.
Shell 2-1. Chevy 1-1. Request rejoin. Chevy 1-1. Shell 2-1. Proceed to pre-contact at 18,000 at 230.
Oh, I don't even know when the last time I refueled was. I did an aerial refueling. It's been a while. So I am headed to Shell 55 X-ray. Fuel state is 3.2.
Is there gonna be an update this week?
I have no idea. When is the Super Carrier Early Access supposed to happen? That's sometime in April, isn't it?
15th, I believe.
Yeah, 15 sounds right.
Okay, 090 for bogey.
Shell 2-1. Pontiac 1-2. Request rejoin. Pontiac 1-2. Shell 2-1. Proceed to pre-contact at 18,000 at 230.
Copy that.
Okay, so I can turn off my... You turn off the designator first and then the flare?
I'm not sure what the proper procedure would be. I have them both still powered up, but I take myself out of air-to-ground master mode and put myself into nav mode. And I like to, even though this is totally violating procedure, I like to leave my master arm switch armed, just because I quite often like to try and drop flares on people's windshields, so I need to make sure I'm always hot.
Nice.
Like right now, I'm 2.5 miles away from the tanker. By the book, I should have my radar turned off now. Once you're close to the tanker, you should turn off your radar so you're not giving the tanker crew cancer. Make sure you're safed. Probably have to have your lights on. You should never be co-altitude with the tanker during the rejoin. You should always be 500 feet to 1,000 feet below the tanker, I believe, and then climb up to meet it once you're close. These are all things I'm saying that you're supposed to do. I'm doing none of them.
I was reading the tanker SOPs actually. I just downloaded them.
Oh god, tanker is slow.
Yeah, it's at 223.
Oh, she is slow. Oh well, that's fine.
I'm back to Nellis, 20 miles. 2.4. Might make it.
Yeah, you're pretty lightweight now. Should be fine.
Ready, recontact. Cleared contact. Break away, break away, break away.
I just dumped 2 million worth of 9Ms. I'm even lighter.
Break away, break away, break away.
And I'm right up here with you.
You're taking fuel.
If this guy tells me to break away one more time, he might be getting a missile.
You mind if I grab gas first?
Yeah,
And then I'll help you do the honors.
Return pre-contact. Ready, pre-contact. Support rejoin.
Oh god, if I had my smoke on this entire mission? Nice.
Yep.
Cleared contact.
What? Is he seriously going to give me your drogue? I guess so, huh?
Contact. You're taking fuel. Shell
I'm going to McCarran, it's closer.
1-1. Request rejoin. Chevy 1-1. Shell 2-1. Proceed to pre-contact at 18,000 at 230. Ready, pre-contact. Cleared contact. break away, break away. Contact. You're taking fuel.
McCarran International Airport.
Oh, are you coming in with me as well?
Ah, no, no. No, I was wondering why you landed at the international airport.
I just want to see what kind of static display they got here.
Ah,
I was also closer because I'm down to 2.1.
yeah, just be aware you can't refuel at the airport. It's marked neutral.
I'm going to bed.
Ah, yeah, that's good.
For complete. Disconnect.
I got to work in 6 hours.
Essential worker.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Shell 2-1, Chevy 1-4, request rejoin. Return pre-contact. Chevy 1-4, Shell 2-1, proceed to pre-contact at 18, support rejoin.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Luke is coming. You gonna refuel, Luke?
Yep.
All right, copy that. I'll copy. I'll get back into right side for him here.
I'm 1 o'clock low on you, just so you know.
Not anymore. You're not.
You heading back?
I'm gonna do a loser lap and come up on the tanker. Plus, I've got all this fuel I just took on, and I'm gonna land in like 5 minutes.
Gonna get another dose of practice in before you go back and land for real?
No, I'm just gonna burn some off to get to a more palatable landing weight.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just habit I get into from carrier stuff sometimes.
Ready, pre-contact. Cleared contact.
It's funny. I always seem to do it like this. I'll do a training mission of some kind, and at the very end, I refuel. I get like a full tank of gas just to practice the refueling, and then I'm immediately heading back to base. So I don't really need to fill all the way up. Good practice, though, I guess.
Mid-air refueling makes a great party trick. Impress your friends.
Ooh, down to 1.6. Short final, Nellis.
Return pre-contact.
Hate that when you get too close.
You're taking fuel.
Yeah, see.
Rejoin.
We are gonna do a celebratory shootdown.
Right now, I'm thinking about how I could probably get both of you and the tanker in one quick pass with 2 heaters and AIM 120.
Ooh, got that.
Whoa!
That totally missed me. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was fully prepared that you might die in that. I was a little bit worried too because I saw your burners light up, and I thought that the heat seeker might go for that. But again, that's a mistake that I was prepared to make.
Yeah, a little bit of collateral doesn't hurt.
I was just gonna say, did did you did you eat shit or was that intentional?
What was that?
Because I almost Iso, because I almost followed him down into it. I'm like, whoa, what is this guy doing? And all of a sudden he goes right to the ground. I'm like, crap, I better pull up. Oh man, that was funny. All right.
Alright, I'm going to turn back to the north to meet up with you guys, and then you guys want to form up, and I'll lead us into Nellis, runway 21.
Sure.
Sorry, where do you want us to? Where do you want us to marshal until you get here?
You guys are probably pretty good. I'm only like 3 miles, well, not more than that, but 13 miles to the southwest. So just continue on heading 09. And you
So
guys
what
are at, looks
library
like
are you-
12,000
sorry.
feet. That's good enough. You guys stay there.
I should be using the 409 library all the time, right?
It don't matter. There is a huge, like 1 gigabyte archive somewhere on the website or somewhere on the links on Discord for like a whole bunch of personalized ones from the various squadrons.
That's cool. I wonder if it's got the one with the full painted raven on the tail. You guys coming back to Nellis? I've just parked under a tent in the shade.
Yeah, coming back to Nellis pretty quick.
Thanks for that, Iso. That was very informative.
Yeah, that's great. Luckily, laser-guided bombing is something I've practiced a ton, so that's kind of my area of expertise. If you were to ask me, like, tactics about how to deal with a 2v2, BVR air-to-air situation, I got nothing for you. I suck at air-to-air, but I can by golly, I can put bombs on the ground.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not a. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm not one for BFM either. My biggest problem is I can't keep my eye on the enemy plane.
All right, you guys want to come east? I think I'm about due east of your position right now.
Copy.
Copy that. Coming around. Heading east, swinging around from the south.
Yeah, I'm blue smoke at 13,000 feet. Just dropped some flares.
Visual.
I'm 13,000 heading 065, 300 in the box.
Copy that. 087 for 440. Angels 12.
Looks like Look just gave up. He's burners on.
Gotta get everywhere fast, man.
I almost had a great screenshot of you guys right up until you broke off.
That's alright. It's gonna be a 3-man ship soon.
Yeah, it'll be a 3-ship pretty soon, so yeah.
Yeah, when we get back to Nellis, we'll do a left-hand overhead brake, maybe 5-second intervals for runway 21 right, because there's nothing cool that happens on the other runway.
Isa, we're trying to chase you down here.
Okay, I'm 300 knots indicated.
Yeah.
Who's the guy with the ZZZ call sign?
You know what? I think is that Pico. I don't know what we actually call him. Z-Man, maybe. I don't know.
He changed because
Yeah.
Z-Man.
He was originally he was fucking new guy.
The FNG. Nice.
Yeah, me, him, and Mel, we were doing Mach 1 overhead brakes yesterday. So,
Yeah, I've got you at about 6.5 miles. 160 knots closure.
Copy. I'm going to turn left slightly. My heading's going to be due north.
Copy that.
Whether it's magnetic or true, I have no idea. But the thing on my thing is going to say 00.
Alright. Airspeed check.
300 indicated.
Copy. I'm gonna switch to a lag pursuit here because I'm probably gonna be a little hot coming past you.
Okay, and do you guys want to set up on my left wing, because we're going to make a descending right turn?
Left wing, copy.
I've got a 1.5 on my fuel left. This shit burns fuel like... Yikes.
You were on the burner the whole damn time. You would expect.
I know I was on the burner the whole time, but damn, it went down from 10,000 to bloody 1 and... Ugh.
Alright, well then in the interest of fuel, we're going to start this right turn right now.
Oh, I'm right on you here, so I'm joining up on you right now.
Okay, I'll just maintain this gentle angle of bank. I was going to tell you what the angle of bank was, but my bank angle gauge had disappeared, and then I realized I'm still in air-to-air mode from shooting down the tanker.
Lol.
Alright, because Luke is low fuel, maybe let's have him in the 3rd position, and he can do a straight in while 1 and 2 do a left-hand overhead.
Copy that.
Bloody canopy frame.
Okay, easing out of the turn.
Coming up at your 8 o'clock 20.
Copy that.
Okay, visual, you guys are looking good. I'm going to stay level for just a couple seconds to get some screenshots here.
Check your 9 high, 0.
Copy that.
That's not me. I don't know who that is.
Okay, we're going to come left again slightly. Should be rolling out on runway heading here at 210. And then we'll start a descent. Gentle descent, probably 5 degrees.
Two.
Coming left just a hair. And into a 5-degree descent.
2.
Hey, look, did you make it back okay?
I'm still fine so far.
What's your fuel state?
940. It's fine.
Oh yeah, well, we only got 20 miles to go here, you're fine.
Yeah, I already depleted all my weapons, so I'm ultra light right now.
Yeah, so just go straight in on 2-1 right, and we'll make a left-hand brake on 2-1 right.
Cap.
And not bad, I came pretty close to coming out of that turn on runway heading. We're a hair to the west of the glide slope. I'm going to switch over to radar altimeter. Nellis traffic, Dagger flight, 3 bitchin' F-18s coming in on 10-mile initial for 2-1 right. Gonna make a panty dropping left-hand overhead full stop landing. Nellis traffic. Okay, go to trail formation.
2 going trail.
Altitude.
Going through.
Altitude.
Two in position.
In position.
Alright, 3 miles. Luke, you can start getting yourself configured for landing. I'm leveling off at 1,000 feet above ground level.
Copy.
And 1 is in the brake.
Two in the brake.
Tree and break.
Oh, you're not doing a straight in? That's cool.
It's fine.
Oh yeah, you got lots of gas. One is dirty and downwind.
2, dirty and downwind, on speed, on AOA.
Oop, too close.
One's turning base. Fucking just AOA all over the place here. Like a fucking noob.
Oh, Luke, did you go ahead of us? Or go ahead of me, I should say.
Yeah, I accidentally overshot, but I'll be going for the right run.
Too fucking bad. That's my runway.
It's
Turn to
alright.
final.
It's alright, I'll give him the space, he can land before me. I'll take the 3 position.
Turning base, gear down, flaps down.
0
I'm
turning
staying
base.
left on runway 21 right.
Luke, take the right side, I'll take the left side.
Copy.
Why is there a dude on the runway?
Must be from Mel's ejection.
Oh, buddy. I don't know, can you guys see this guy standing up? Right
Yeah.
between my hard points on my right wing?
Hit the afterburner, suck them into your engine. Did I say that out loud?
Oh, Cougar, you are way up there.
Yeah, I'm in the boonies. If you come up by the F5s, I'm just on just before the F5s. You guys can park facing me if you want. There's 3 spots.
Oops, that's the guy from when I ejected earlier. I'm gonna give him a run.
That was very cool. Following all you guys in. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that was not a great drift.
Damn it!
Did you just run out of gas?
Yep, just before I made it.
Ah, well, that's okay. We can get out and push.
I was gonna say I heard your jet shut down.
Ah, why's my taxi light on? It's killing these screenshots.
Yeah, I got a good screenshot. That's good. Everybody's safe back on the ground.
Thank God.
Well, gentlemen, I think that about wraps it up for me tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I was planning on parking and going to bed here. Thanks for coming out, everybody. That was a lot of fun. I love
That was.
even when there's not really a whole lot of purpose or anything, man. Ever since I joined a squadron, like I can't even play this game single player now. Like it's just so much more fun to fly in a group.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
I got to go through a couple of my screenshots here and post them, and then I'm off to bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna head off here, man. Have a good night, everyone. See you guys around. Bye bye.
Okay, yeah, see you, Luke.
You too, man. Later.
Good night, Luke.
I'll stick around for a few more minutes here.
How do you grab your screenshots?
They're in your profile, save files, DCS open beta screenshots.
It's easy for you to say, man. I'm in Steam. If it's in Steam apps.
Oh yeah, that's right. Steam
Common,
does.
yeah, common,
stupid-
DCS World. Okay, now what's the folder?
Um. Sorry, man. Off the top of my head, I can't think of it. Give me a moment.
There. Oh well.
Oh. Um. Yeah, Steam does something stupid with
Oh
screenshots.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Um.